Joining us now on the hotline is, I'm not kidding when I say this, the world's greatest Real Madrid fan. I'm going to keep this bit up until he gets sick of it. He fights Chris Weidman at UFC 210, the one and only Gegard Mousasi. Mr. Mousasi, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, no problem.
Okay, let me start this interview off in a bit of a different direction, if I may. How many fights left do you have on your current contract?
Well, this is my last fight on my contract.
It's your last fight, right? Interesting. Okay, so that's a really this is a very dangerous fight to take for your last fight, huh?
Well, we have to finish it with a bang, and I'm planning to take Chris Weidman head off. So it's gonna be a good night for me, I think.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Now, I'm not sure how to explain this exactly. Like, a lot of times when guys get a fight on their last contract, they get buried on a prelim card, and it's a really tough fight. But you're in the co-main event. What has the UFC said anything to you about wanting to renew after this, or are they just sort of like we'll see what happens when the fight's over?
Well, I'm chasing the title, so I need to get this win. And afterwards, I think I will be just fine, But, one of the reasons I trained so well for this fight is because it's contract negotiation time. And I'm planning on beating Chris Weidman to make a statement. So it's just not, it's extra motivation to beat him for extra cash.
You sound incredibly motivated. You sound incredibly motivated for this fight. What has been so good about this training camp? Why is this one a little bit different?
Well, I trained for this fight 3 months. I know exactly what he's gonna do. I'm confident in my abilities. I really believe I'm the better fighter. End of the day, made the best man win. I like Weidman. He's a nice guy. He's a great fighter, and I'm looking forward to see that All-American wrestling, and as well. I think I need something to prove here.
What do you have to prove?
Well, first of all, people that complain about my wrestling, I want to shut them up. And other than that, he's a former champ, so that's a fight. He's one of the best fighters, so I think it's a great opportunity to show what I can do.
Gegard Mousasi joins us here on the Luke Thomas Show. Did you do anything different for the wrestling preparation? And by that I mean you can bring in people, you can train a different way, you can watch tape. Is there anything extra or special that was done to address some of these wrestling concerns?
Well, I studied his tape. He's a good wrestler. He's a strong fighter. But end of the day, I've been working on my wrestling every day, and I think with combining with my stand-up, it's going to be difficult for him to take me down. It's a different story than just wrestling. I think he will beat me on any given day on wrestling if I fight in wrestling. But this is MMA, so I even plan to take him down. And I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying it to say, but come to fight night, if I get the opportunity, I will shoot on him and take him down.
Wow, boy, you are feeling real confident. This is going to be great. I'm looking forward to this. This fight, if you win it, it still leaves middleweight in a bit of an uncertain place. So let's say you win, you take him down, you do everything you want to do. It goes, like, according to plan, perfect. How far away do you think you are at that point from a title shot?
Well, if you look at my record, I have deserved it already 100 times. Of course, I have to beat Weidman first. But there are other people next in line, so I have to respect that. But, some people got title shots even coming after a loss. Or, even GSP coming out, never fought in middleweight, fighting for after 2 years absence, he's fighting for the belt. So, do I deserve it? 100%. Will I get it? Well, God knows, that's it's popularity contest. So I just need to do my job. I can't really talk a lot. I need to get this win first.
It's been, anyone who listens to the show will know I have been quite vocal about my discontent and unhappiness about the GSP versus Bisping fight. Of course, like everyone else, I respect GSP. Like everyone else, I respect Michael Bisping, but I just don't feel like this is the right fight to make for a lot of reasons. How much do you dislike that fight?
Well, of course, Joe Romero is fighting, he's waiting for his title shot. If they hadn't made the Dan Henderson fight, Joe Romero would have fought for the belt. Jacare would have fought by now for this, and then it would have been me after this fight. But now, they're making this fight that doesn't make sense. The number one contenders have to wait, and so I have to put everything on the line again to get the title shot, because after this, probably they're not going to give it to me, and I have to fight again. So they're making my road to the title a lot more difficult. And besides that, I don't know. We see how it goes. Let's focus on this fight. And
I think your complaint is right, though, because whenever they do these money fights, to me, Gegard, the main consequence is, look, is GSP versus Bisping going to sell a lot of money or make a lot of money? Yeah, I mean, of course it is, right? I mean, I'm not here to say it's not going to, and I'm not here to say that those guys aren't decorated fighters. But what it does do is it backs up the division. Like when Conor McGregor moved on from featherweight, there was this mess that he left in his wake. Are you worried that the same kind of thing, I mean, I guess it's already happening, but could it be even worse if GSP, like what's better for middleweight? If Michael wins or if GSP wins in terms of guys who deserve it getting title shots?
Well, if GSP wins, he's going to vacate the title. It's simple as that. I'm going to say it right now, and he's going to do that. He's not going to go to Luke Rockhold or Joe Romero or fight Jacare or fight me. He's just going to win the fight. He want to fight Bisping because that's a winnable fight for him. So does Michael Bisping feel the same way about GSP, because, it's going to be evenly matched. If they want to make a super fight, make Anderson Silva GSP. Why should he fight for the belt after 2 years? Let him make a fight Anderson Silva. That's a super fight. I think people would still sell a lot of pay-per-views, and that would make sense. But, we see how it goes.
All right. Gegard Mousasi joins us here on the Luke Thomas Show. I am curious, though, about what you expect from that GSP versus Bisping fight. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, GSP is a better fighter overall, but he's been absent for 2 years. You never know what kind of GSP is going to show up. So that being said, he's the better fighter. He should be able to beat him. Size shouldn't be matter, but like I said, 2-year absence, it could do a lot to a guy. So it's a risky fight, or it's a winnable fight for both of them.
You mentioned that wrestling component, and people have criticized you. Another one of your previous foes is competing tonight, albeit up 2 weight classes. Muhammad Lawal is competing. And I watched that fight when you guys competed in Strikeforce, and he won it with his wrestling. Like, looking back on it, I mean, you were always an elite fighter. Certainly at that time as well, you were the champ. But do you have, regrets about, bringing your wrestling game up to the level it is now this late in your career?
Well, for that fight, I wasn't training well. First of all, I wasn't training wrestling. I didn't know anything about wrestling. That's the way I was. I didn't know. I was underestimating wrestling. I didn't know. I wasn't wrestling, actually. I was doing stand-up and grappling. And, stupidity of being young. And with that being said, afterwards, we caught for steroids. So, how much winning is that you take after the next fight? But, I learned from that. This middleweight division is my division. Is my strength-wise, I think I'm stronger than Whiteman physically. And since you saw I have no problems with going in there confident that, it's a playing field, and the best man can win fair and square.
To date, who's been the strongest middleweight you've fought?
Well, I fought the Jacare the first time. He wasn't physically that strong in the first fight. Second fight, he was very strong. King Mo Lawal also felt very strong, but that was light heavyweight. Other than that, I never felt someone being that strong that I would say I was surprised.
Huh. Interesting. And where do you think Weidman will rank? He'll be strong, yes, but it sounds to me like you're very unconcerned with how strong he'll be.
Well, if he's on top position, he's a massive guy, big guy. He's physically a wrestler, so he's physically strong. So he will be able to control the fight. That's where I shouldn't be. And but that being said, the strength is not going to be a factor in this fight because it's going to be mainly stand-up.
Well, I have to say, one of the great things about your last fight was not merely the fight itself, but afterwards, Gegard, that press conference you did. Wow, you were on fire. If you win on April 10th, are we going to get, UFC 210, are we going to get a similar level of honesty, candor to the media?
It depends if I'm pissed off or not because, I've had some guys that's making a lot more money than me. How is it possible that Mark Hunt making $800,000 and his record is 10-10? How is it possible? I beat that guy. I beat Dan Henderson. He's making more money. I beat Vito Belfort. He's making more money than me. Michael Bisping, I will beat any given day. Even sitting on my couch, if they call me, I get up eating potatoes and I will beat them. These guys are making more money than me and they're not even better than me, and I already defeated them. So how is that possible? So, yeah, I'm irritated. So I'm coming to get what's mine. And that's why Chris Weidman fight is important. And, that's why they're going to win.
I don't know how you say it in another language, but you know what the term, or the phrase anyway, chip on your shoulder means?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
They need to show me the money. That's the problem.
You're like, have you seen that movie Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise?
Yeah. That's why they need to show me the money.
that you're Cuba Gooding Jr. right now, screaming into the phone with Tom Cruise. Well, I'll tell you what, Gegard, I'm really looking forward to it. UFC 210, the co-main event against Chris Weidman will be live on pay-per-view. Make a promise, Gegard. If you win, and there's obviously a strong possibility that you will, you gotta bring the same kind of candor to the media there that you always bring on this show, okay?
I will, definitely. I will make some noise.